What's up, brother?
What's happening?
What up? You up?
Yeah, I'm up. You got me out the bed. And turned that down. It was kind of banging in my ears. So I was like, ooh. you got a loud projection type of voice
man.
anyway. So it's like, sheesh. What's happening?
I got a loud projection, or you was just asleep?
I mean, you do naturally, but
Okay.
it's just amplified when I'm half asleep.
Got you. Well, it's not like I was, I've been up a little bit longer than you. Plus, also too, my hearing is messed up. Working in the business, your hearing get jacked up. So it's like sometimes you speak louder than you need to be because you can't never hear nothing working around loud music all the time. So that's part of it, man. How you doing, though?
I can't complain, sir.
Was you DJing last night, or like at a
Yeah,
club?
I was in the club last night. I was definitely in the club last night. So I didn't even go to sleep till like 3, 4 in the morning, something like that. That's why I'm tired. But everything's good though. I can't complain. Nothing too serious. Late nights, early morning.
In the year of our Lord COVID, how does that work out? Like, how does
what work out?
Are people around you or what?
No, I'm actually the DJ booth. Can't nobody come into the DJ booth besides people that work there who wear masks. So I'm protected. I'm straight. I can see everybody out there partying with no mask, but I'm good.
So people just out there dancing to their death, and you out there, but you good though.
Titanic all the way. Titanic.
Do you like? I mean, I know you like you love DJing. That's one thing.
It's cool. Some people have masks on. A lot of people have masks on. Some people still don't, but a lot of people do though.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because I know you DJing is your passion, like hands down. Yeah. Do you look at the crowd sometimes and kind of like shake your head though a little bit, like the people who don't have on masks?
I just kind of. I look at it like this. The people who walk around all day, every day with no mask, I just look at them like you've had unprotected sex with everybody, every person you've ever been with. So that's really how I see it. Like you must just have unprotected sex with everybody you've ever been with in your life. So you're that reckless. You don't care. You just gonna roll the dice every time.
You know what, partner? I don't think I have an objection to that. I think that's a good way of probably looking at it. Like when our fathers and them first heard that they had to wear condoms, they probably was resistant to it too. Like, what's this? You know what I mean? Because they went all their years in the 70s.
It don't feel the same.
Huh? Yeah, it don't feel the same.
I
right?
say, yeah,
so they probably was resistant to it too. So, yeah, that's probably what it was, man. But I'm going to go ahead and put your business out there, though, because I'm so proud of you. You got a new studio.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting on the floor because I ain't really done. I still got to put, like, the baseboards up. But I'm sitting on carpet, though. I got the carpet put in yesterday, and I got my plaques in here, but I ain't put my furniture and stuff in here yet. I got my desk. I actually built my DJ table. I just ain't brought it in here yet, so it's still maybe next week. Next week it'll definitely be up and running. The studio will definitely be up and running next week, but it's a process. So you can't predict it. Right when you think you're gonna be done, you ain't done.
Let's not be too humble about this, brother. You built the whole thing yourself, though.
Yeah, I did.
YouTube University, right?
All day, full scholarship.
How long it take?
A few months, like 3 months altogether. Okay. Yeah, about 3 months because I was doing it myself. Yeah. So I'm doing the work of like 5 people. Like if it was like 5 people down here, they'd knock it out in like 2 weeks. But since it's just one, it's like 3, 4 months.
Now I'm proud of you, man. When you took me around and you were showing me everything, just 2 weeks after that, you had put up a picture on Instagram and it was looking better than what you had showed me.
Oh yeah, I've been down there like every day working on that thing, trying to hurry up and get it done and get out the way so I can get my life back, so I can get my free time back and just relax and chill. Because I ain't really even been working. I work out all the time. I ain't even worked out in the past like 2 months because all my extra energy been going down here.
I mean, that's a workout in itself, though.
Yeah, I guess so. But I also been eating.
That's the work out of stuff, man. Right.
Yeah, but I also been eating.
Yeah. DJ Hungry Demic said, I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, you got to take us on a tour when you're comfortable, you know, just like a quick one. You got to grab the phone and take us around when everything's complete, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Once I get it done, you put the floors down and the rest of it, get all the baseboards down, we be ready to go. We be ready to go.
Okay. That's what's up, man. Anything else happen to you? You know, we've been off for a little second, man. Any updates with you personally that's been going on? I mean, because I don't know, you know, you and I talk all the time. So I don't want to put business out there that's not out there yet. So that's what I'm saying. Anything you want to, you know, put out there?
No, ain't nothing. What do you know? I don't know. You might have the news for me because at this point
Well,
I can't think of it.
We've been.
Is there something?
Well,
I
we've
don't
been
know.
off since.
I don't think so.
No. I mean, we've been off since August. You know what I mean? So you know, any church announcements as far as where you've been at? You know, as far as your DJing, as far as being on air and everything like that. You know.
Oh no big news as far as anything like that. No, not right now. I wish it was, but I got nothing. I got nothing. I don't know why my screen keeps going black on me.
Oh, that's cool. I just want to make sure, man, because you know once we tap into what we about to tap into, I just want to make sure you know we give your praise yet because you're always doing big things. How you feel about the election, bro?
I'm doing little things. You the one doing big things. You the one with all the announcements right now.
Oh, well, it's already over. I mean, they should know right now. I had a conversation with Jamil Hill, and we talked to AUR.
You said that so calmly. You said that so calmly,
well, I mean,
nonchalantly, like it's just a normal conversation. Like you just picked up the phone and just called your homegirl from a couple years ago and just called her.
I mean, it felt that way. It was a real good conversation. Go over to AURN online. We talked about the history or the future of HBCU sports, which the climate that we're in right now is an important conversation. She was one of the first people to actually speak about how high school Black players should start navigating, moderating their power to go to HBCUs. You know, she was one of the first people. So great conversation.
As they should. Shout out Jackson State, Deion Sanders and his son.
I saw that, yo. I saw that.
Yeah, his son Shiloh committed to Jackson State, so he's gonna be the quarterback down there with his dad. So I mean, they got a staff. I mean, they got Warren Sapp as the defensive line coach. Terrell T.O. is gonna be the receivers coach. I mean, they're gonna have a staff.
Was that wait. Was that true? Because I think that I don't know if that was confirmed as far as Warren Sapp and T.O. being on the staff, though.
I believe. Well, that's what I saw.
Yeah, I'm just being sure because I remember it was a whole bunch of reports about who was going to be on Deion's staff, and he was saying this ain't true, but this is true. So I just ain't know if they ever confirmed who was going to be his staff.
Well, I think I saw it on his page though. So I believe Warren and T.O. will be there. And you got Hall of Famers there. The guys is gonna go there and they gonna win. And if the lights go there, that's where everybody gonna start going. So. And Deion will bring that attention.
It's only going to take T.O. about a few weeks for it to be about him, but yeah, no doubt. It's just, yeah,
I mean,
no
T.O.'s in his 40s now, though. So I mean,
yeah, T.O. always still finds a way. He finds a way. He finds a way.
Yeah, but y'all did have a good conversation. I was watching conversation. It did seem like y'all was just like friends, just talking on the phone for a minute. Y'all was talking about Detroit stuff, like stuff that I had no clue about, Kwame area or whatever. I was like, who is that? What is that? What's the Kwame area? Like, well, I don't know. But you had to be from Detroit to understand the entire conversation. But some things I just wasn't privy to. But it's still a good conversation.
Thank you. You know, that was intentional because, you know, it's so often, and you know what it's like, man, no matter where you're from, like New Yorkers, when they on with another, they don't explain stuff. You know, It's like LA don't explain, you know, so either do your Googles or sit, wait patiently, you know. That's just what
that's what I did.
Man.
I waited patiently.
Yeah.
So it was something that I could recognize. Yeah, I got talking about,
you know,
well-rounded, national subjects.
Yeah. Because, like, again, when you seeing two people from NY, they be like, yeah, take 120, when you on 125th, and it's like everybody know what that's supposed to mean. But, so we carry that same pride also, too, when it comes to our city. So, that's just what it is. You either going to be on our page or, you, like I said, wait patiently. That's what it is. But
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, she's from the city too. We both from the city. So, that was a lot of love in that conversation
No, but
too.
you from Auburn Hills, right?
No, I am not. No, I am not. You from where you live at right now.
Yeah. Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that. It's a lot nicer. It's a lot nicer where I'm at right now.
Hey, listen. It's a lot nicer where I'm living right now too. Where you from, it doesn't mean you have to stay there.
Nah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The goal was always to get out the hood, not to stay in the hood. Like, yeah, where I'm at right now is a lot nicer, so that's fine.
Yeah. And to anybody who is in on this, of course we want to rebuild our community, so we don't always have to leave. But for the time being, where I'm from and where you from, it hasn't happened yet. So yeah.
Well, people are trying. I'm getting into investing and actually doing that type of stuff as well. So
that I didn't know we could okay to talk about that though. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought you meant like DJing and music and that career.
Man, no, brother. I'm talking about what you're doing with it. You know.
Oh yeah, just investing. Investing in properties, fixing them up, and creating affordable housing for people in the
That's
communities
what I'm
that
talking about,
houses
brother.
that were, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Rebuilding the block, buying back the block.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I said I didn't know if you want to reveal that yet, but I'm proud of you when it comes to that, man, because everybody talk about rebuilding for their communities, but not a lot of us are really doing it. But you are actually investing in that, so that's what's up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Is it delayed
Man, I'm
or is
proud
it?
of you with that, bro. I'm proud of you. Yeah, you have a delay. That's why I'm pausing, because I know you've been responding a little late.
Yeah, it's been on yours too, so it's been like that. So I don't know, maybe Instagram is acting up, but yeah. So yeah, I've
Probably
been
is.
working on that the past couple of months, getting everything together, and then with building my own basement, just acquiring the skills to do a lot of the work myself. So it just cuts down on the labor and the costs, which is a big thing. Cost is a big thing. The less hands you need to pay is better overhead. So but yeah, so we were working on that for the past 3 months. And that's where we at
That's
right
what's
now.
up, man. I'm
Nothing,
actually working.
no announcements and no official properties on the market to speak of right now yet, but just a lot of things in the process.
Well, I'm just happy that you are doing it, because that's something that I've always been interested in doing back home in Detroit for myself, was to have some houses
Yeah,
or some properties or a
it's a
spot.
lot of them you can do in Detroit too. Detroit's another good city that needs it.
Yeah, but one thing that people do not know, they tell you guys, to the masses, they make everyone think that they're just a bunch of houses that are just available, and as if people are just walking past these opportunities. But what a lot of people don't know is there are a lot of foreign countries that own these houses on these blocks, and they're just letting them sit and rot. And so
Yeah,
there
because
are people
what they're
who
doing.
are trying to buy these houses, but like you can have a house, man, that's like about this, that's been sitting there for like 30 something years, all decrepit and everything, and there's some owner, and you got to go through so much red tape to do it. So it's not as simple as they try to make the image out to be.
Yeah, because they get these properties and then they just hold them and they just try to wait for like a big corporation that wants to come buy the whole neighborhood and implode it, and then they sell it to them.
Yeah. So that's so I'm trying to figure out ways to move around that. And I got friends back home that are doing the work also too. So I don't want to, just dismiss them either. So yeah, but so when you told me you were doing that, that's why I had like so much joy for you, and I give you the respect for that. So, shout out to you for doing that for Baltimore too, because they're real similar to Detroit, man. We gotta take care of our own.
Absolutely, absolutely.
How'd you feel about the election this week? I mean, it's been
Uh,
official. They announced everything last night, yesterday. I was actually out running around like 11 o'clock, and I saw people blowing their horns, going crazy, like 11 a.m.
Man,
about
that thing
Biden
was
Harris.
over.
Tell me, how
That
did you
thing was
feel
over
with that?
days ago. They should have been called it. They should have been called it. But I understand, you know, with Trump already crying that he getting cheated, that they wanted to cross all their T's and dot all their I's before they made the announcement, so he could have nothing to say, which I understand. So, and we waited patiently, but yeah, we already knew it was over 2 days ago.
Yeah, yeah. What I was seeing on CNN is that, well, I don't know who said this in particular, but a lot of the people who were voting for Biden and Harris were a lot more sensible in the sense of they were doing their early voting, and a lot of Trump supporters were showing up like the day of. So when it seemed like Trump was like in the lead and he was winning, it's because our votes had to get counted like later on, because a lot of us did early voting, you know, with masks and everything else. Man, when that
Absolutely,
lead started
because
coming in, it was crazy.
Biden was always about be safe. Trump was always about, you know, it's
Me.
just the flu. It's nothing. Ain't nobody's worried about the coronavirus. It's not serious. He's like, let's vote on the day of. So those ballots, you know, all those absentee ballots, all those mail-in ballots, all those early votes just started kicking in like a roofie or edible. They started kicking in like an edible or a roofie like 30, 40 minutes later, and they didn't let up. They didn't let up because once Philly and Atlanta votes started to come in, and those Phoenix votes in Arizona, and those Tucson votes, woo, and the whole Vegas started kicking in. Oh, it was a wrap. Once Pittsburgh and Philly kicked
Yeah,
in,
but
Pennsylvania was done. Pennsylvania was done.
but wait, brother, I can't let you gloss over the first black city that held it down was Detroit, baby, because we helped them win Michigan. That was a big deal. Wayne
Yeah,
County,
Detroit was
Detroit,
big.
baby.
Detroit was
We
big.
did that. Detroit showed up.
Mm.
Yes, we did. You're gonna give my city the props, baby. We showed up. We showed up.
Yeah,
We flipped all
no,
of
I just said
Michigan,
it.
baby. Shout
Yeah,
out to
Detroit was
Wayne
big.
County.
Detroit was big. Detroit was big
Yes,
because they
yes.
put out a thing. They put out some statistics that show like in 2016, Trump won Pennsylvania by like 200,000 votes, but in Philadelphia alone, it was like 450,000 black people that didn't vote. And in Georgia, he won by like 175 votes. But in Atlanta alone, it was like 300,000 black people that didn't vote at all. So it was just showing like the black vote is really what really, you know, flipped this whole election, because everybody that did not vote 2016 that actually voted this time is which just pushed it over the edge and just made this thing. Now, it wasn't even close. Like, he had like a total like 5 million votes more than Trump anyway, and and the votes are still coming in actually. So he's actually going to end up with probably around like, you know, like 315 or something like that electoral votes, and Trump is struggling to get off that 214. I think Trump is going to end up with North Carolina, but we don't care about North Carolina. Ain't nobody care about North Carolina in a minute. Once we done with debate, once we got the baby and J. Cole, after that, we ain't worried about North Carolina no more.
Now I tell you who don't nobody
But
care about right now is Florida.
Florida, yeah. And did you see they
Florida.
was actually talking, because everybody was talking about boycotting Florida and not going back to Florida. And next time a hurricane fund come around for Floridians, ain't nobody, we just gonna ignore it. But then, so people from Florida started posting like the counties and where the Joe Biden votes was coming in. He's like, look, it's not us. Miami, Palm Springs, Tampa Bay, and Orlando voted for Biden. The places you love to visit
You
voted Biden.
gotta make that distinction, man, because it seems like Florida is always on brand when it comes to voting, man. That's why I'm not in favor of the city. You know, I'm sorry, of the state like that, because of their voting and their laws down there. You know, and it takes an effect on you when you live down there too, man. I got a partner who's been down there for a long time, man, and you know, he was telling me like how he's very relaxed on wearing masks. Not that he don't wear masks, but he was just like, yo, man, you wouldn't think that it's a big deal, because the only time they really enforce wearing masks is like CVS. So it's like, you know, just the attitude down there when it comes to the, you know, Florida go Florida. But shout out to Philly, shout out to Atlanta. You know, was it stressful for you this week though? Like waiting on the results, or were you pretty calm and chill?
I was pretty confident, but it was still stressful. Like more of the stress was just like, hurry up, come on, let's get this shit over with. We see what's going down. Let's do it. Get it over with. Call this shit.
Yeah.
That was more my antsy. I would say I was more antsy than anything because I was kind of confident that it was gonna come, just like as soon as the votes come in. I wasn't expecting Pennsylvania to flip like it did, but once Philly started coming in, I was like, oh man, this shit a wrap. This shit a
No, I
wrap.
felt the same way. Yeah, I felt the same way. My stress was kicking in right before Tuesday because I was getting really exhausted with these last minute people telling me that they're voting for Trump. Like I was just getting mad. I was just getting really frustrated with the celebrity. You know, when Lil Wayne came out and said he was supporting them, when Lil Pump showed up at the thing, like I was getting exhausted by those
Nobody cares
last
about Lil
minute.
Pump.
You know,
And Wayne really hasn't been
what's that,
relevant
man?
Wayne really hasn't been relevant for 5 years, and nobody cares about Lil Pump anyway. So
I just didn't care. I didn't care for the Hail Marys. I didn't care for the Hail Marys, man. Like I didn't. But you're right, Lil. First of all, when Lil Wayne put that tweet out, first thing I said was Wayne did not write this tweet. Like there's no way Wayne wrote this tweet. That tweet was way too articulate from what we see Wayne.
Wayne he even looks like somebody that just fell into a sunken place and just decided they didn't want to come out of it.
Yeah, I mean, but Wayne has never really been into any kind of social issues or understanding what's going on. Like he really does live in a bubble, you know.
And yeah, I mean, he's been rich since he was 14. He's been rich since he was 14.
Earlier than that, that's what I was getting to. Earlier than that, bro. Earlier than that. Like, as far as getting money, like, okay, you can say rich at 14, but as far as getting money, he's been getting money since he was like almost 9 or 10 because of who he was surrounded by. You know,
correct.
And you can be spoiled coming from your hood, coming from your block. Like if you got a bunch of people around you that's always taking care of you, you know, as a child, you don't necessarily know sometimes how poor or broke you are, depending on how much love you're surrounded by.
Right.
So he's been living in a bubble for a very long time. So I wasn't necessarily shocked that he supported Trump. I was just getting tired of these last minute Hail Marys, man. You know, I was getting tired of that. And I was getting tired of the idea that the few were speaking for the many. Like Lil Wayne don't speak for all of us. And like you said, Lil Wayne being relevant, he's a legend, he's an icon, but he hasn't had that kind of effect, like you said, that now effect in about like 5 or 6 years, maybe longer.
Yeah, he's been relevant for at least 5 years, easy.
At least. And Lil Pump is kind of like, okay.
He was reaching by even calling him.
Right. Well, he actually showed up at the rally though. That's the thing about him. He actually showed up at the rally.
Yeah, and then he posted the pictures of him with a whole bunch of girls and Trump stuff. Like he was clearly bought.
Yeah, he was. He was clearly bought. What do we do? What do you think about these rappers or people who were saying the things that they were saying around, you know, the election season? Do we still rock with them? Like, you know, and you're right, Lil Pump and all that is irrelevant. But you take somebody like Waka Flocka, who was supporting Trump or whatever. What do we say to these individuals or these celebrity figures that were voting for that side or speaking for that side? What do we say about them now?
I mean, we won. Why do we care? So, but I mean, at the end of the day, voting is, you're supposed to vote on your own pretenses and what affects you the most technically. So literally, I mean, we can't be mad. We're not supposed to be mad because their vote is their choice. But because of their influence is the reason why people are upset about it, because they can sway other people's vote just because they said they're voting. But personally, we shouldn't be mad because people are supposed to vote on what affect the issues that affect them the most. And for the upper class, like Waka Flocka, Lil Wayne, people who are making $400,000 a year, because I mean, Waka might not be making records or hip hop records, but he's still in the EDM realm, and Waka's still making money. So he was trying to protect his investment. So I understand it. I don't agree with it, of course, but I understand it. Like, you know, like how people say, like, I understand why he did it. I mean, I'm not saying I would do it, but I understand why he did it. and that's just being mature.
Do we
But I
still?
mean, at the end of the day, we won, so who cares?
Do you think that they should still be supported, like when it comes to their music or anything like that? Like, do you think they should still be supported when it comes to their product?
Man, if you still going to watch football with people who then rape, beat up women, and do all that, man, go ahead. If music is good, play it. Shoot.
Okay. You know,
Yeah, I
you make
mean,
a
we do so much stuff with people that then did so much wrong, like, and support so many people that do so much wrong. Like, even through this time, I don't remember one Trump hotel shutting down.
okay. Okay. I
I
think
don't
you
think
make a
one
valid
Trump. I
point.
don't think one Trump International has been closed during his presidency.
Okay. Okay. I think you make a valid point about what else we also watch. Like you right, football players and they be abusing their wives and raping and accusations and things like that. And you're right, people still do watch the NFL. That part is correct. Now, what I
Yeah,
will
I
say
mean,
that
it's basketball players too, baseball players. Like baseball players do the
That's
most.
not. Yeah, yeah.
They sweep the baseball players stuff under the rug the most. Like
Yeah, yeah,
baseball,
yeah.
that's like the worst one. The people just don't know. I mean, football, they blow all the football stuff up because it's
Mhm.
mostly black guys. But when it comes to baseball, oh, it's a lot of dirt over there. They just try to sweep that up under the rug as much as possible.
No. That's not where I'm getting at. I'm not getting at the football players in particular, but I'm saying your point about what we turn a blind eye to. You are correct about that. You know, we are selective about when people make choices or celebrities make choices and what we'll still take on. So you are correct about that. I'm only talking about the fact that I didn't have an issue. I don't have an issue if you actually made a constructive thought about who you want to choose politically. It didn't feel like some of these thoughts were constructive. They wasn't informed. That was my biggest issue with it. They didn't have anything, like they wasn't actually doing their research and all of that. And I think there's a difference between if you're someone who's a Republican and me and you just got different political views about how we think is the betterment of society versus when you are siding with someone who was out to cause me and those who look like me harm. I think that's a big difference. Like you have the Biden side who've been in office since for 47 years and they've made mistakes. And yeah, we're going to hold them accountable for those mistakes, which we're going to talk about later on. But you got this side over here that's siding with hate groups, white supremacist groups, and being down with that. Like to me, that degree is different. Like there's a difference between a Republican and a Trump supporter. And if you over there, for me, once you actually say you over there, then stay over there and actually be
Mm.
informed about your decision making. Like be able to articulate your point or give me a reason, but you're siding with someone who was out to cause me harm. So I
Mm.
think that's a big difference. You understand? So,
Because in
but
a certain
I
way, it
do
still
hear you
benefits
as
them.
far as collective.
Because in a
Say it
certain way,
again.
it still benefits them. In a certain way, it still benefits them. Like you can say, yeah, he sides with all these racist people. I'm just playing devil's advocate. He's just he sides with all these racists and he does all this. But at the end of the day, ain't no racist coming around me. I'm good. Like I'm so far removed from that they can't get to me. So it won't affect me even if he gave all of them the green light. It would never affect me. But what he does do is keep this money in my pocket. So people, when it comes down to it, people are just valuing money over common sense and over over people. It's just money over people, which is America at the end of the day.
Yeah, you are. You can think that, but what I would say to any black individual, whether you got money or not, if you feel like your money is going to escape you from that type of stuff, you need to Google. You need to look back on OJ because nobody was more loved black man amongst white people than OJ Simpson.
Oh yeah,
Nobody.
everybody's
You know,
one slip up away. Everybody's one incident away
Tiger
from
Woods.
yeah. Everybody. But I'm like I said, I don't agree with it, but I'm just saying, just playing devil's advocate, that's at least how I think they would come to a conclusion like that
White
is
devil's
because
advocate.
yeah, white black devil's advocate.
No, I hear you. I hear you. You know, like I said, I'm just not cool with the uninformed, the intentional, the willfully ignorant, and speaking out. But I also would say to you, like what you just said, I think we got to be accountable about that too, because I'm real big about the pushback on celebrity worship. We have to stop thinking that our celebrities are going to be our saviors. They're only going to these celebrities because in our community, we tend to want to make our entertainers our leaders. And that doesn't qualify you to be a leader just because you made a certain amount of money. just because you got a certain amount of fame. That doesn't qualify you to be a leader or a speaker of my community.
Yeah, it doesn't do me. When I saw it, I just shook my head. I was like, oh man, he's a clown anyway. But it doesn't matter. My mind is made up. So,
Right.
and it had no pretense on me. Lil Wayne, 50, even though 50 was playing around, but just 50 just wanted a reaction from everybody. But Lil
Yeah, I
Wayne,
never took
Pump,
50
everybody, yeah, because 50 turned on Trump. He as soon as the votes went the other way, 50 was like, yeah, Trump about to go to jail. So yeah, 50 just wanted a reaction.
No, that part is
Yeah,
true. That part is true.
yeah.
What do you think we do now moving forward, especially like, you know, in the hip hop culture, in the Black community? What do you think we do now moving
Oh,
forward?
we just stand ground and we keep applying pressure because now, I mean, Joe Biden even said it, the Black community had his back, and he's gonna have ours. So now we're gonna hold you to that. Like we gonna be on everything. And I believe now more than ever, people are more people pay attention to laws that are being passed right now. So it's like you're not just gonna pass a law or any type of not going to put a bill through and we're not going to really like talk about it and know what's going on. Like, all right, so you said you were doing this, and because 4 years can go by quick, and he can end up being a one-term president as well. So,
Well, I mean, my desire is that he's one term and he stepped down and Senator Harris steps in. That's my desire. Like, I think that was a lot of people desiring voting with that ticket.
yeah, but I mean, who wants to be? I mean, that's like kind of like the thing. Like no president wants to be a one-term president, though.
They don't, but I think Biden, who's already 84, you know, I mean, he's already 80, like 80 years old. And
He's
I
78.
think that him making that decision, him making the decision to choose Senator Harris as his running mate and VP, I think that had to have some consideration in that because she looks ready to lead. She looks ready to lead now, if you want to be honest. I mean, my celebration was for Senator Harris, who was also a Howard alum, Howard Bison in the building, because we're never going to let you forget that. Howard University, that is, the real HU.
Yeah.
So that was
she's
where I
an
was
AKA too.
Yeah, she's an AKA too. Shout out to AKAs. Yep, she's AKA too. So I mean, I think a lot of us were voting, for that, for someone like Harris.
Yeah. They kept promoting the fact that they got the most votes ever. I was like, man, you really can't play on that because it's like we weren't really voting for we weren't really voting for Biden. We were just voting against Trump for the most part. A lot of people were voting against Trump. I mean, I was never really sold on Biden. I'm more happy about Kamala. Definitely more happy for Kamala than I am for Biden because, like I said, I wasn't really sold on Biden. I thought Bernie was a better choice, but at the end of the day, Biden was the only way we could get Trump out. So I mean, like I said, I'm not a big Biden fan, but Biden's cool, but we definitely can't do Trump. So it was like a lot of people probably felt the same way. Like, you're not 100% sold on Biden. We don't have 100% faith in Biden, but we definitely ain't doing this guy no more. So that was more the thing why I think they got so many votes.
Are you somebody, yourself personally, that you need to be a fan of someone or inspired by someone for them to get your vote? Do you have like an emotional attachment to your vote?
I don't have an emotional attachment. I have a logical attachment. My logic tells me that I mean he's not the best guy, but I mean, hey, he what we got right now, and we're gonna give him a shot. We're gonna give him a shot because he can prove us all wrong. And I mean, and like I said, if he doesn't, he'll be a one-term president. But I got more faith in Kamala. I'm definitely voting. I definitely voted for Kamala though.
Yeah, I mean, Kamala, brother. I'm like that too.
Oh,
like,
Kamala, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm like that too. I'm not someone who I don't have an emotional attachment to my vote. I look at who's the most qualified. Like I don't need to be inspired. I don't need to, have all this love and admiration. I always feel like that kind of stuff is a plus. Like, if I like you, it's like a plus. But when it comes to a job, and I get it that the president of the United States might, you know, because of how we look at the president of the United States in this country, they're like a bigger than life figure. But I do think that we got to get away from the emotional attachment when it comes to voting and vote a little bit more about qualification. You know, I do think that, because I think feelings is how a lot of times we make the decision like we made in 2016. There are a lot of people, because of their personal beliefs of a woman who can't lead and their old traditional ways that did not want to go away. That was a feeling. That wasn't one of logic. And they thought, you heard the attitude. A lot of people like, oh, well, Trump running the country because America is a business and everything. This is like, these were their beliefs. But he had no qualification to be president of the United States. Like, none. And they really should lock down on these rules after January. They really should start making the qualifications for president, like, you got to have public office, you have to leave if you lose. Like, there are a lot of things that they didn't write down that they need to start writing down after January, because we were going by the honor system.
Because a lot of the unwritten rules were just by decency.
You know, he's going to walk away, but he's not.
Well, here's the thing, like, all that stuff is just like, I mean, so here's the thing with all that stuff. I mean, it's like, it's a courtesy. It's not like, that's not like the law that he has to concede or he has to, but come January 12th, or I mean, January 18th or 20th, whenever it is, he still got to get the hell out. Like, Secret Service ain't going to play with him. Like, at that point, January 20th, he becomes a trespasser. And everybody knows what will happen to a trespasser at the White House. Like, he may get a little bit gentle push out, but he's still getting pushed out. Like, either way, you ain't gotta invite Joe to the White House, but come the day your lease is up, you still getting evicted by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Like, regardless. Like, there's nothing he can do to stay in that house come January 20th.
I agree with you.
It's absolutely nothing he can do. Anything he does before that is a courtesy. But once 12 noon hit, January 20th, your time is up and he got to go. There's nothing he can do about it. Like, he can pout, he can bitch, he can moan, he can cry, he can do whatever he wants as long as he does it walking out that door. Because if he doesn't, he'll be arrested. And yeah, it's just not going to happen. It doesn't matter.
No, listen, I agree with you. I'm just saying that a lot of these rules that we technically never wrote down, we need to write down. Like, for example, for years, it was always just an honorable thing for a president to serve 2 terms into FDR, to Franklin D. Roosevelt. And then he ran 4 times. And then after that, they actually made it an actual law, is what I'm saying. So a lot of these things that we thought somebody would be honorable enough to just do, we need to start actually putting these things into actual place, like laws and qualifications. Like, it shouldn't be you should just roll out of bed, and because you have a certain amount of fame, you can just run for president. It needs to be some qualification that need to be laid down. That's all I'm saying. You know, like, you definitely need to have run public office before. Like, just, you had to. Like, this whole, he had no public office experience. Like, we can't have that, because what are we going to do for the next person who is a lot more smarter than Trump, but has Trump's all same moral codes and values and things of that? What are we going to do when that individual comes around? So I'm thinking about the future when it comes to that. So yeah, I'm thinking about that. On a higher note, though, your man YG, his song F Donald Trump tripled in sales.
I bet it did.
Yeah,
it was an anthem.
Yeah, I was at BLM Plaza with my right hand yesterday, and we was checking out everybody celebrate, and that's all you heard throughout the speakers at Black Lives Matter Plaza in Washington D.C. was "fuck Donald Trump." That's all you heard. White, black people, that's all you heard, and everybody had the same bob. Donald Trump, like, everybody had the same vibe, bro. It's like, white. That's the first time I saw white and black people on beat at the same time. Like, they were all like, Donald Trump. Like, everybody, yo.
The Black Lives Matter Plaza.
Absolutely.
I say absolutely, okay. But Black Lives Matter Plaza has really become exactly that. Like, but it's not just Black Lives Matter. It's just a spot where just love. It's just a location of love. Like, it's never no bad. I don't care who you bump into, black, white, Asian, green, purple. You go down there, it's all love. It's all love with everybody you see. People will probably even offer you food if you're hungry and you ain't got no money. They'll offer you drink, water, whatever. It's like, you go into that spot, it's just all love right there, regardless. Like, it's just
No, it
It's
is.
just about unity, right?
I mean,
Unity right there.
I mean, DC was pretty much boarded up everywhere when you were out around downtown or different parts of DC was boarded up as if they were expecting like riots and everything. I mean, I think even the White House added some extra gate parts, but no, it was
Uh-huh.
joy. It was joy. It was
It's
joy down
always
there.
joy
Like
right
that's
there.
all
It's
it
like
was.
a absolutely, absolutely. So I'm sure that that song probably went platinum in a day, or sold another
Oh,
million records in one day. All them
oh, it's
streams,
no.
because especially around the country, that's all it was. All everybody was bumping. That was the anthem for the day. It's
Oh, no,
probably gonna be the anthem going forward.
that definitely was an anthem. What you think about your guy Kanye West? He got apparently he got 60,000 votes. Like
Yeah,
who did that?
that was crazy. Like that was a waste. But yeah, but he said he's running again in 2024. So I wonder if he would have made Kim Kardashian his vice president. Did he have a
I'm
running mate?
curious to want to know.
I don't even think he had a running mate. It
No,
was just him.
I don't think so. I don't
Yeah,
I
it was
don't
just
think so. But
him.
I'm curious. Like I'm curious about did your wife did she like vote for you? Like did the
Yeah,
family vote for him?
she'll never answer that question. But and she shouldn't have to. It's a personal thing. So she shouldn't have to. Like at the same time, like we can't idolize these celebrities like you said, but we can't like we can't ask more of them than we will ask for ourselves either though.
Well, I guess I'm asking that because like if you were running for president, would you? I mean, you would pretty much want your wife to vote for you, right?
I mean,
Wouldn't you
yeah, I
think
would
that?
expect it. Yes, I would expect it.
Okay. I
But
just
at the
wonder
same
was that
time,
part of the
it's not
60,000? I mean,
anybody
that's
else's
probably feasible.
business besides me and my wife. So certain things, I
They
mean,
make
you
everything
still
else
like it's
public.
you right, you right, right.
You
I
talking
mean,
about the
you got a point.
Kardashians
You're true.
now? They make everything else public. The Kardashians have
True,
nothing about nothing about privacy.
true, very true, very true, very true, very true.
That's the only reason why I asked that. They're public about everything else. They make nothing else, you know, what I'm saying private. But I mean, I think that 60,000. I mean, that's a real small percentage. I think that was like the Mickey Mouse people. Those are the people who also write Mickey Mouse on the ticket. Like I don't think that was anybody who was serious. You could still take half of that 60,000, and half of them probably wasn't even serious. They were just writing inside. So, you know, I don't take that serious. Before we move on too, I don't want to forget. We gotta say rest in peace to King Von, who was murdered over this
Crazy,
weekend during the election.
crazy. 26 years old, 3 kids from Chicago gets killed in Atlanta. Crazy.
They don't have. Do they have any details of like what actually happened?
Yeah, they have some details. I'd rather not say details.
Well, I mean
I,
hood
I don't know.
details. I mean like,
I
well,
feel a certain way with like these bloggers are like reaching for clout and like saying this person did this is this person's click like these are real situations like these are murder
okay,
charges you're talking about like these are like this is not like a movie
right,
that
right.
we're or a TV show that we quoting what happened. This is not Power. We're not quoting this that all. You are really like telling the police like this is what happened, this is that. So I don't know the clout chasers. They just I don't know. I just feel a certain way about certain things.
Well, I guess what I was really asking is, has the police said anything? I wasn't really asking about them because you're right. They are cloud chasers and they're just throwing anything up in the air. So I guess I was
Yeah,
really
like
wanting to know, has there been any
you can
information
get
on
people
anything?
indicted off your accusations. Like just
Yeah.
you might not know nothing of what you're talking about, but you're attaching people's names to murder. Like that's not light. Like you gotta actually have some like I don't know, maybe it's just some people just don't have any type of street codes or street knowledge or street smarts. I say that they're just book smart, so they don't have a lot of common sense to
No, you're right. You're right. I don't.
just the validity and the gravity of what you can say can really, put somebody in harm's way that really might not have anything to do with it. Or I mean, they could be right, but you could be wrong as well. And if you're wrong, you could be putting somebody in harm's way or putting somebody on a police radar that shouldn't be on a police radar. I mean, you never know. So I just be feeling kind of funny about, commenting on situations like that, or what I hear.
No. I totally respect that. That's why I cleared it up to say, did the police release any information yet? That's why I was being real particular about, did the police say anything about, do they know any details yet about the case? Because I'm looking at it more about the murder situation. He was a father, he was a son, and all of that. I'm just saying, do the police have anything? But you are correct about that. We are in the era now where people don't care about that kind of stuff. They all want to get everything for clout. They put more effort into the title than they actually do the piece. Because you'll read the piece when you click on it, and the piece be like 2-3 sentences. Like, it's no investigation, no nothing. Like, it's literally like 2-3 sentences. Well, we heard. I mean, it was the same thing with Cardi B and Offset when they was about to get divorced. You had the title that was like, Cardi B is divorcing Offset because she found him having sex with 2 women. And then you read the click and it was like, according to a reliable source. And it's like, what does that mean?
Who's
like,
a reliable source?
It's like
what's a reliable source?
Who's a reliable source? Yeah, like, who's a reliable source?
Nobody's reliable anymore.
It wasn't like detailed stories. Yeah, so you're right about that blog part about how people are behaving when it comes to that. You're totally correct about that. And they end up causing more harm than good. Because this new generation, unfortunately, doesn't have as strong critical thinking skills, and they just go by what they're. I mean, my little big homie.
Yeah, they tell on themselves every day on Instagram.
Yeah, but listen, not even that. I got a little big homie, man. I'm talking about, as soon as something come across his timeline, he believes it, hands down. He like, yeah, man. They say such and up, and I'm always saying, just a very important question. I say, well, who? Oh, I don't know. He cannot tell me where he got it from, but it comes across his timeline, he instantly believes it. Versus when we were coming up, it had to come from, I mean, no pun intended, but it had to come from like the source. Like, it had to come from somebody who was credible for us to even, like, rock with that, So, yeah, I do wish that they could be more responsible, but you're right, it's profits over people. They're all about clickbait and making their money, and they don't care about people's lives. They don't care about people's lives. But rest in peace to them, because that's very young to still lose your life. And there are people who are going to be affected by that. I mean, Lil Durk was an associate of his. He was signed Lil Durk label, And Lil Durk, I guess right now, deactivated his, after he gave a shout out to him, he deactivated his IG account, which I understand he probably need to take a break. That was he said that was his little bro. You probably need to take a break. And I wasn't feeling how your man T69 was still trolling him about that death. And that's the kind of
man. Ain't my man.
Well, I mean,
that's your guy.
He
from Detroit. He's from Detroit.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stop repeating that. Actually, he's from Brooklyn. So let's get that straight. That's Brooklyn's responsibility. Yeah, that's Brooklyn. Let that out. Okay, that's Brooklyn's responsibility. Y'all got it. Don't turn your head now. You know what I mean? That was, y'all claim everything else. That he belongs to Brooklyn. And it's just unfortunate that, like, to your point about clout chasing, though, it's unfortunate that people don't seem to care about lives. So, you are correct to that. So rest in peace. And I really do hope some justice is done when it comes to his murder, because that's unfortunate. And the other person who died too, because it wasn't just him. So
yeah, it's his friend.
Yeah, his friend. So because every life is precious. No life is more valuable than the other. So to his friend and the family that was affected by that, much love and support that goes to them, and I hope some justice is done later on too. Some of this new music that has been coming out, but I got to give props, man. 2020 has been heavy, but I got to give props on a lot of the veterans that have been putting out really good quality music. Because, when you and I was kids, man, especially when I was young, when an old school rapper would come out, it would be like after like a 6-year, 7-year break, and we wasn't really feeling them like the way our big brothers and big homies was. But I'm loving how these veteran artists are putting out like quality music, and they're like in their late 30s and 40s, like T.I. the Libra. It's an excellent album. I think T.I. has finally found a way to combine his social awareness with his trapness. Busta Rhymes, Instinct Level Part 2 is actually a pretty quality album.
The Lox got a new album out.
I haven't listened to the Lox yet. Have you caught it? I haven't caught it yet. I can't front.
No, the Lox album's good. Lox album's good.
Okay. And of course, shout out to Benny the Butcher. He's not a veteran rapper, but he's 35. You know what I mean?
He got that veteran style. He got that veteran style, though.
He do got that veteran style. He does. He does have that veteran style. So, shout out to him. for putting out Burden of Proof, which was produced by Hit Boy, which is dope. Nas album, which was produced by Hit Boy, great album. Shout out to ASAP Ferg. His album is pretty decent. Who else am I missing? Oh, Big Sean, of course. Detroit 2 was good, produced by Hit Boy. And Hit Boy definitely is producer of the year.
Oh, yeah,
it's November. Yeah, it's November now. He got Big Sean on his plate, Nas, and Benny the Butcher. Unless a classic is about to drop within the next 2 months, which is possible, because one of my big homies reminded me that back in '92, Pete Rock was considered the producer of the year until November. And I was like, well, what happened in November '92? And I had to go do my Googles myself because I couldn't remember. And I looked up and it was Chronic. It was the Chronic. I was like, oh, well, he was the Chronic. He was like, yeah, he's older than me. He was like, dog, Pete Rock was considered the best producer that year. He was like, until November dropped. And I was like, what happened? And that's when I realized, like, oh, okay. So as of right now, Hit Boy is the producer of the year, but there's no telling what can happen at the end of 2020. And 2020 has already given us enough strange stuff as is.
Yeah. NBA is supposed to be coming back on December. Huh?
No, go ahead. What were you saying? Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying, well, the NBA is coming back December 22nd. They agreed on that.
Yeah, because wasn't it talk that LeBron may not come back or whatever, or they didn't want to come back for December?
They didn't want to come back in January, but because it was the shortest off season of any sport, which would be 70 days. But you really can't count it as the shortest off season, I think, because they had like a 3-month break in between. They had a big spring break in between in the middle of the season, and it's only really like 4 teams that was even playing. Like a lot of only 22 teams went to the bubble. All right, and they played 8 games, and then they went to the playoffs, which that cut off another 6 teams. And then in a week, 2 teams was leaving every week. So I don't know. I'm good with it. I'm good with December 22nd.
What about is now that, to your point, when they restarted the season, it wasn't a whole lot of teams that were going to the bubble, because if you were having a losing season, you didn't go. But in December,
8 teams. It's 8 teams in the NBA that haven't played since March.
And what I'm saying is, in December, are they still going to go back to Orlando and have everybody in the bubble now because it's going to be more teams and more people? Or are they going to find?
I think they're going to try. I think they're going to try not to bubble. I think they're going to try to do it outside of the bubble. And I think they're just going to. It probably won't be fans, but I don't think they're going back to the bubble though.
Are you think they're going to do like the NFL, like have people like spread out? Like you can buy a ticket, but it better be like a family package, and you can't.
They're going to try. They're going to try. If a vaccine comes out, hopefully we get the vaccine out and we can get back to normal. But I don't know. I haven't gotten it. I haven't gotten all that information yet.
Yeah, that's going to be curious though. What you think about, real quick? And use on the sports tip. We think about. I just saw that Dez Bryant got moved into the active roster for the Ravens. You think he got a chance?
Shout out to Dez. That's good for him. I mean, he got a chance. He's going to be on it. He's going to get some playing time. They brought him there to play him. They didn't bring him there just to put him on the practice, just to keep him on the practice squad for the rest of the year. They needed a big possession style receiver, somebody that can go get the ball. He's not the fastest guy no more, but he can still jump, and he can still get open, and he's still physical. So that's the type of receiver that they needed, because they got Hollywood. They don't have physical type of receivers like the Hines Ward, the Anquan Boldens. Those style receivers, like that's what at this stage of his career, that's what Dez Bryant is. He's a possession receiver. Like he can get you a catch. He's not gonna run 60 yards after the catch, but he'll get open. He'll get some separation. He'll use his body. He'll be physical enough to get that ball in tight situations, and that's what he is.
And nobody's gonna leave him open purposely. Like he's still a threat, So
yeah, but they're also not gonna double him. He's not gonna get double teamed.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's gonna be 1-on-1.
Yeah, I wasn't the biggest Dez Bryant fan, but I'm not gonna wish for nobody to stay injured. When it comes to being a pro player, because I understand how much work goes into that. That's like somebody taking away my voice, and then I'm trying to get my voice back in my career. So, I'm not gonna shoot on nobody like that just because I'm not a fan. So, hope he at least continues to have like a decent career. That's all I can shoot for on that, man.
Yeah, if he got signed to the Saints last year and then tore his Achilles or something, like the second day of practice.
In practice, yeah.
Right after he signed, he tore his Achilles like second day. Like it was crazy.
Well, one of my mans, man. Shout out to one of my mans. He's a trainer for the pros, and he was talking about how the NFL was having all these injuries. And he was like, players should be realizing now about the importance of preseason, because he was like, a lot of these injuries are because you come in cold, you know, straight to the game. And he was like, so they should realize like the importance of preseason and showing up early and all that other stuff. So, you know, a lot of that stuff plays a part into that, man, on how you treat your body and everything like that, from my understanding.
Right.
I mean, you played.
I mean, I ain't playing
that's my
NFL,
understanding.
bro.
So, yeah. No, you ain't playing NFL, but you play football. You play college level football.
Yes, I did.
You know, Ack don't like to show the fact that Ack is a well-rounded brother. Ack is a college. This is a former college football player right here. We on phone. We online with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just giving your props, brother. That's all. Just giving your props.
No, I appreciate it.
That still takes a level to achieve. Yeah, that still takes a level to achieve. I ain't played college ball. So it's like that takes a level of achievement, brother.
But you finished college, though. But you finished college.
Okay, so we about even. We about even. But we went to school the same amount of time though, because it took me a minute. I had to leave one school, go to the next.
No, we ain't go the same amount of time.
You want to bet? I was not the traditional 4-year student, brother. I was not. I can promise you that. Like, yeah, it took me an extra 2. If you want to be technical, because them first 3, I was
only in college for about 2 years altogether.
Hey man, that's 2 more years more than the average, man. More than a lot. Yeah. So still get yourself.
But it's okay.
Credit. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's totally fine, man. It's totally fine. Well, cool, man. I mean, I think we pretty much cover everything, man. We're gonna try to get back on the schedule for everybody, and you know, it's been a while, but you know, I think people gotta, you know, give us a little bit of grace, because you know we both are busy individuals doing what we do and stuff like that. But I just want to take this time to tell you, man, I'm so proud of you, partner. You know,
I'm proud of you as well. In the conversation with Jamel Hill, that was a great one.
Thank you, yo. Some of the memories came up of you and I, man, when we first started this. And to those that don't know, Ack and I, we made a pledge together years ago, yo, that we was gonna always hold each other down in this business, and we was gonna make sure we use our platform to do what we're doing now. So when you see us on these breaks, that's actually on purpose, because that was the purpose of us creating the HipHopMatrixShow, was for us to individually work. And so whenever I see, trust me, whenever I see my brother doing big things, I'm his first, I would say, outside of his like family, his mom and his wife, all that good stuff, I'm his first supporter. I'm always gonna have love for him, because that's what we created this platform to be. So, and we still got future plans for it, so don't trip. But we're gonna be more consistent, and we appreciate everybody that's been rocking with us all this time. So I'm proud of you, brother, man. I love you, and I hope everything works well. And I can't wait to see the studio when it's full. And please tell everybody, you know, I'm negative. I have my negative test again, because I get tested. So I'm gonna come out there. I'm gonna come out there and kick it, man. The Lions don't play y'all this year, right? We don't play the Eagles this year, right?
I don't know. We can check, but
let's check, because that might be.
I don't know who the Eagles are this year. It is what it is, but it's crazy. It's a crazy year. We don't even need to talk about the NFC East right now. Like as an NFC East as a whole is just horrible.
It's like that Spider-Man GIF where they point at each other. Yeah.
Yeah. The only reason somebody's going to the playoffs out of that division is because somebody got to go. So.
And I hear you. Well, we'll check the football schedule. I'm gonna come up there on the Sunday, and you know, I'm gonna, you know, so we can actually enjoy the game together, brother.
All right, no problem. That's a bet, man. Appreciate you.
All right, as usual, make sure you are checking out our platform on all social media, HHMS. Make sure you follow this brother right here at DJ Akademiks. Make sure you follow me at J Hall Society. And as usual, be blessed with successful. We'll talk to you soon. Deuces.